welcome to my channel. Today's recipe, we're making cauliflower risotto with mushrooms and onions and garlic for some really delicious flavor. Now, since we're using cauliflower instead of arborio rice, which creates that nice creamy texture that you think about when you make risotto, we have to create that. So I got a couple of ingredients that I'm going to show you in a little bit on how we're going to achieve that. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, everybody, let's go over the ingredients for this recipe. First off, we have our cauliflower that has been put in a food processor, which is what I did, and just, kind of chop it up so that it looks like rice granules. Perfect for this recipe. We'll need some yellow onion, which again, I like to use the superfine dice for. I have some minced garlic. Now for our mushrooms, that's what this is right here. I have cremini mushrooms that I have chopped up very, very fine. Now I like to do that because I don't personally care for the texture of mushrooms, but I love the flavor. So if you're like me, then you're gonna wanna chop yours up super, super fine, and you're gonna love it. I have some asparagus here that I've chopped up, bite-sized pieces. Now, for our thickener, which is gonna give us our creamy texture here, I've got garbanzo beans, and we're gonna toss those into a blender and mix it with some water to get a nice, thick, creamy mixture. Then we're also gonna use a little bit of cream cheese. Not too much here, guys, just a little bit to give it that nice, creamy texture. We'll need some chicken broth. I have a lemon here that we're gonna use the zest from. We'll need a little bit of salt, parmesan cheese. I have some freshly grated there, and some parsley. All right, we're gonna start off here with I have a large frying pan and over medium heat, and we're gonna add some olive oil to this, and maybe a couple of tablespoons. And we're gonna saute our onions and our mushrooms together for about 10 minutes or so. That's where we get all the good flavor, guys. Here goes our nice mushrooms. Guys, today I'm using a ceramic pan. Have any of you used these before? Because this is kind of new for me. This is my second pan, and I really like them. I think they work really well. Better than Teflon. I like to get away from Teflon if I can, so I try and use just stainless steel. And now I'm using ceramic pans, just so, the Teflon I don't think is quite as healthy. So, just something to think about. Let me know in the comments if you guys, have ever tried a ceramic pan and what your thoughts are on that. I'd like to hear. After 10 minutes of cooking our onions and mushrooms, I'm going to toss in the asparagus to give that a chance to cook. And we'll cook this for another 5 minutes. And we're going to toss in a little bit of salt, give a little seasoning there. Next goes the garlic, which we're just going to saute for about a minute, and then we'll start adding more of our ingredients. So we'll just work that garlic in, get it on the bottom of the pan, move it around so it can mellow out the flavor. Okay, now we're going to add the cauliflower. Now I'm going to add the chicken broth to this so that it has a little moisture to cook. I'm going to turn the heat back up to medium heat, and we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes until the cauliflower, softens up a bit. So while the cauliflower is cooking, we're going to take our garbanzo beans and pouring them in my blender. You could use a food processor if you want. I just found that the blender worked better for me. And pour in just enough water. I want it to be thick. I don't want it to be runny. So here's our garbanzo beans. I want you to see the kind of the texture of this. It's nice and thick. All right, now we're ready to finish up our risotto. Give it one more stir here, and then we're going to add the cream cheese to this. And here is our garbanzo bean sauce. And we want to just work this in and get this cream cheese down to the bottom of the pan so that it'll warm up and spread out. Now to finish this up, I'm going to take my lemon and we're going to zest. And this is going to just brighten up the flavors a bit. It's not too, it's not overpowering, and I'm not going to use the juice because it would just be too much, but the oils from the skin are just really nice in this, and just give a hint of lemon. Next goes the parmesan cheese, which I'm going to sprinkle around, and feel free to use more if you like, or maybe just add some, at the end when you serve it up. Mix all this in, and then we're going to taste it and see if we need to add any salt. Now I think you can tell this has sort of a creamy texture to it now at this point. You see that? It's beautiful. All right, everybody, here is our final dish. Turned out great. I mean, I've had a taste already, right? But let me serve it up here. This dish, this side dish, is a great alternative to, you know, rice risotto if you want to cut back on carbs. You're going to love the flavor. It's really, really delicious. Oh yes, and I have a little bit of parsley here that I would just sprinkle on right on top. And let me give it another official taste for you. It's amazing how good cauliflower can taste. It really takes on all the flavors of the onions and the mushrooms and the garlic, because there's plenty of that in there. And I think it has that nice consistency of risotto. It's nice and creamy. We didn't use too much of that cream cheese. I know that's a, you know, kind of a higher fat deal, but a little bit. I used 1/4 cup in that whole big dish. Not a whole lot there, guys. And you know, if you really want to leave it out, you could and just go with the garbanzo beans. A little protein in there for you. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Please try it and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. And if this is your first time here and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you do that. Click the button right up there, or there's always one down below the video for subscribing. You'll be notified every week when a new video comes out. And of course, you know, share the video for me. I really appreciate when you do that. Thanks so much, everybody. I'm gonna go enjoy this. You know, a great little tip with this for a quick meal: buy a rotisserie chicken, serve this dish with it, and you got a great healthy meal to enjoy. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.